Most hotels in Las Vegas are impressive, but Caesar's Palace is in a world of its own. All right, so when you're walking in, this is gonna be the main check-in behind me, okay? But over here, that's the Fedora Lounge, okay? So if you're checking online, it tells you to go to the Fedora Lounge. Unfortunately, it's not really marked, so you don't really know, but that's it, okay? So that's a pointer. That's a bonus tip. If you go in the Fedora Lounge to get your keys and your mobile check-in, it's right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's open right now. But when I was here the other night, it was open, and that's where I checked in and grabbed my keys. Now, if you're a Diamond Plus or a 7 stars, there's check-ins down that hallway. That's toward the Octavius Tower, and you can check in down that way.
Anyway, let's go over the rooms and the different towers. So the Palace Tower's got 1,181 rooms. That's actually the largest tower, and that was renovated in 2017. So we're pushing 10 years on that now. The Augustus Tower, that's 952 rooms. That opened up in 2005 and was refreshed completely in 2016. And then there's the Octavius Tower. That's the one I'm going to be staying in. That's 668 rooms. That's opened up in 2012. And then there's the Julius Tower, which is 587 rooms. That's the original tower, basically reborn and renovated in 2015. It was formerly the Roman Tower. And then the Colosseum Tower, 452 rooms, formerly the Forum Tower, and renovated and renamed in 2023. And then there's a separate hotel in here. It's actually called the Nobu Hotel. It's just another tower, essentially. And there's 182 rooms in there, and that's like a hotel within a hotel type concept. It opened up in 2013, and it was formerly the Centurion Tower. Now, if you add it all up, that's over 4,000 rooms. This is just a massive property, so that's really, really big property. All right, so let's head outside and check it out, because we got 1 hour left before the golden hour, and let's see what's cooking out there.
And these are the iconic fountains where Evel Knievel nearly killed himself. He jumped over these fountains back in the day, and these are the iconic Caesar's Palace fountains. And this is the iconic entrance to the Caesar's Palace, the big roundabout, seen in many movies over the years, and definitely a spectacle. This place used to be really a big traffic jam when they had the Uber and Lyft over here, but now they moved the Uber and Lyft to the back lot, which is basically the, guest parking, if you will. And the Uber and Lyft is kind of congested back there, and it's not that bad up here anymore. You can actually get it out of here fairly easily using the just the main entrance, main valet, if you get dropped off here. All right, behind me here is going to be the Omnia Day Club. I'm actually really impressed at how fast they've built this place. I did not expect it to be ready by the summer of 2026 or even the spring of 2026, but based on the progress I'm seeing and how fast they're putting up the structure, you clearly see that's probably going to be the headlining area, LED screen, DJ booth. This is going to be ready probably spring or summer of 2026. So excited for Omnia Day Club here at the Caesar's Palace. And this is the iconic Green Fairy Garden right here in front of the Caesar's Palace. The variety show Absinthe is here, one of my more favorite shows in Las Vegas. I've been to it maybe 2 or 3 times at least. And every time it's a little bit different. They do different variety acts. I know some of the variety acts, they do kind of rotate between some of their other shows and some of the other groups that have variety shows. So pretty much every time you come here to check out Absinthe, it's going to be a little bit different. Just know that the price is going to be a little expensive. Typically, you can buy tickets for about $150 and up for this particular show. And then they have a little garden here if you want to come have some drinks before or after, get a little buzz on before the show, because it is kind of an entertaining show. It's pretty funny. They have a host. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good show. I would definitely recommend it. One of the more top tier shows in Las Vegas, in my opinion. And this is the iconic Hell's Kitchen. Gordon Ramsay, one of 2 of his restaurants here at the Caesar's Palace. This is obviously iconic from the show. It's very hard to get into. This place typically has about a 2 to 3 month wait sometimes just to get a reservation here. If you guys want the beef Wellington, pro tip, you can just walk inside to the Gordon Ramsay pub. You can order the beef Wellington at the bar or just at a regular table. You typically don't even need a reservation, and it's the exact same thing. So if you're looking for that beef Wellington from Gordon Ramsay, just go inside. You can get it whenever you want. Here, you're gonna have to wait a while. It is rodeo weekend, and there's actually 2 weekends of the rodeo. The first weekend of December and the second week of December, and you can see the setup out here for some pictures at the Caesar's Palace right in front. If you guys want to come out here and get some pictures during the rodeo, there's all kinds of cool things at just about every hotel for some photo opportunities and Instagrammable moments at the Las Vegas casinos here. We're out here in the Courtyard in front of Caesar's Palace. So this is a purple zebra Daiquiri bar. So if you want to come out here and get a sugary drink, nice little bar out here to hang out. It's not very crowded right now, but there are a few people out here grabbing some drinks. It is a little bit cool. It is December, but it's not cold. And you can come out here and have a little vibe, a little conversation. This place is actually pretty popping in the summer, especially at night. There'll be a lot of people out here hanging out, having drinks, just enjoying themselves. And another little quick stop out here is a margarita and mojitos stand right here in front of the Caesars Palace as well, right next to the Purple Zebra Daiquiri bar. If you want to come out here and have a margarita or a mojito, or you go to the Purple Zebra right here and have a daiquiri, you can pretty much get your sugary fix out here, whatever you want, in front of Caesars Palace. I'm up here on the bridge in between the Bellagio and the Caesars, and we have some live entertainment here. One of the street hustlers, I like to call them. She's up here playing some violin, pretty good. And here's a nice little aerial overview at the golden hour here of Caesars Palace before we head inside and check out the room and check this place out. I'm staying here kind of at the entrance to Caesars Palace. You clearly see here there's like a fence up. Okay, over here we're looking over the fence. And this is just like Courtyard. Kind of wasted space in my opinion. Probably some of the primest real estate in all of Las Vegas. There's actually, this is the corner of Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard, Bellagio, Horseshoe, Cromwell, and then Caesars. My guess is they're putting up a fence here because they're gonna do some kind of construction and build something here in true Caesars fashion. They've put up Omnia Day Club right over there. You can imagine something's gonna be going right here in this prime real estate. They're here to make money, and they're not just gonna let this real estate just sit dormant without some sort of structure to bring some revenue in. All right, so I'm staying here in room 6264, and these hallways are very nice, actually. Very nice carpeting in here, and also very nice wall decorations. They have nice fixtures, pictures, wallpaper, very nice wood. This is the Octavius Tower over here, and you know, obviously a luxury property, very nice. All right, so this is the Octavius King room, and it's a very nice room, actually. You know, Caesars brands itself as a luxury resort, and I would say this room is pretty luxury. I actually really do like it. It has a nice couch, you know, 4 nice pillows, 2 small ones, 2 large ones, and it's roomy. You know, it almost feels like a suite, even though it is just one room. Probably would say it's maybe 350, 400 square feet. It's a decent size room, nice table to hang out, have a drink, put your ice bucket. Got a little ice bucket over here, got a little stand next to the table to put your ice, and then, you know, a nice little separate chair. So if you had a few friends over, you could easily sit, you know, probably 5 people here in your room, which is nice to have a little start out place. Actually had a nice view of the Bellagio fountains over there. I'll try to get some footage of that when it's in operation a little later. Right now it's not going off, but pretty nice, you know, Octavia's view of the Bellagio fountains. By the way, this was a room that I did get comp. I am a Caesars Diamond Plus, and every time you get 5,000 tier points, I'm a Caesars reward, you end up getting a free room. They give you like a code. You call them up, you put in the code. I tried to do it online, I couldn't figure it out, but I called up the lady, she was nice, she put the code in, and I got a free room. And I'm a Diamond Plus member, so I get the resort fees waived. So this is technically a 100% free night. Now, when I did check in, they did charge me a deposit, $162, but she claims I'm gonna get that back. So we'll have to see how that, but most likely I'll get it back. All right, so let's take a look at the bed here. If you look down here, the bed skirt, it's kind of, there's a skirt, but it's not really covering the, you know, the mattress, which so far that's the only thing I really saw in the room that was not perfect, I guess. They do have glass covered, dark, you know, wood bed stands with plenty of drawer space. And then nice mirrors. There's a kind of a little dingling down here. I do like the back of the bed. The headboard here, if you will, it's kind of like a leather pattern for a couple of days. It's very nice. You have a look at the pillows. They feel soft. These are nice. Yeah, this is a good mattress. I could definitely see myself sleeping on this. I'd be sleeping pretty good on this mattress. It's the right amount of firm, but not too soft, not too hard. I did notice that the on and off thing on this lamp here, the switch, is really bent. So you got to kind of like angle it to get it to work. Is what it is. It's not terrible. Another bed seat here, glass top. dark brown wood. Very nice. I also did like the carpet here. Maybe a little older in terms of the darkness of it, like the brown, but it is a nice pattern. So it does give it that upscale feel. I wouldn't say this is like a brand newly modeled room, but it certainly feels pretty remodeled to me. It's definitely not old, and it's maybe not brand new, but it's not bad. Definitely a luxury property here. So on the bedstand, I did notice there's a place to, it looks like setting your phone. There's a charger, nice Caesars branded here. Looks like a USB 2 and a couple of USBs and a couple of plugs. So nice to have that next to your bed there. So it does appear that there's a switch here that turns off the entryway light. But there's a couple buttons here. One says privacy, one says makeup room, and I press them and I don't see anything going on and out. So I'm not sure 100% what those do. This thing is a little bit beat up, but not terrible. It's not what you'd expect at a hotel. And here we do have a listening to the internet cable, which is kind of unique. There's an HDMI audio, kind of like a whole audio panel. HDMI USB there, a couple plugs for your computer will do. Down here we have the infamous mini fridge. Let's take a look. And yes, as you would expect, it's Caesars Palace, fully stocked mini bar. You have alcohol, small bottles, and then you have like your drinks and champagne and juices. Anything you pull out of here, you're getting charged. So the Caesars Palace has another out of the refrigerator mini bar, and anything you grab out of this, you'll also be charged for. So you probably want to leave that alone because everything on there is going to be probably triple what it should cost. TV wise, this is probably, I don't know, maybe a 50-inch flat screen. It has a nice frame around it. It's actually pretty nice, looks pretty professional, a lot better than just hanging from the wall. And then, of course, the room is lined with this crown molding all around. Let's head over to the closet and the walkway area and then head into the very nice bathroom. All right, so here's a nice full-length mirror, and the mirror is actually perfect for, checking yourself out before you go out for, let's take a look in the closet. And we have, a couple bathrobes, which is kind of nice if you wanted to wear that down to the pool. This is no December, actually, and the pools are not open, but you do have a couple hangers here and a built-in wall safe, which is kind of cool. It's actually pretty nice. A safe like that, it's pretty cool. You do have a luggage rack down there, a little bit of storage up here. Looks like a hair dryer. All right, let's take a look over here. So when you walk in, I do like the marble floors. The marble floors are really cool. And looks like you have like an adjoining room here. This is locked, obviously, but then obviously one of the highlights of this particular room, in my opinion, is the bathroom. So check out the nice marble floor when you walk in. It does go with the hallway. And then you walk in, it's very roomy, okay? I like the shower over here, and we do have conditioner, shampoo, body wash, which is always nice. Rain head, see how fast it gets warm. Already warm, not bad, 5 seconds or so. We do have some sort of lighting here. Get a little bit more lighting on the mirror over there. We have a setup here with a couple of sinks, which is always nice when you're with a roommate or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And you got 2 sinks. You do get a little bit of soap. Looks like they give you some body lotion, a couple of those. The very nice mirrors here. These are like designer mirrors. They have some sort of a frame essentially with a designer on them. I've bought mirrors like this for houses before when I've remodeled, and these are typically pretty expensive. So nice mirrors, nice lighting fixtures as well. Very upscale. Really cool looking lighting fixtures. Nice tub with jets. This is a Whirlpool tub of some sort. I'm not sure if it's actual Whirlpool brand, but it's definitely got the jets like a Whirlpool. And wanted to take a tub in here. A couple people could probably fit in here and have some fun. Overall, I'm very impressed with this bathroom for the Octavius King Room. I think it's a really awesome bathroom. And I think, if you just get a regular king room, you have a great bathroom. This is as nice as many of the suite bathrooms I've been in over the years. All right, so that is your room tour of the Octavius King Suite, and hopefully you guys enjoyed my room tour. I am pretty impressed with this room. I haven't seen any issues with it, aside from maybe the bed skirt cover, which is no big deal. And next up, we're gonna head downstairs. We're gonna check out the full casino, grab some food, have a nice dinner, and really check out what the Caesars Palace has to offer. It is a Sunday night here, and a lot of the tables here are normally open on Fridays and Saturdays when Omnia is open, and this place is slammed. But tonight is a Sunday. They just had their Deseo Latin Sunday party, so it's just the heart of Omnia, and in the summer months on the terrace. And all these tables are not open tonight, but come here on a weekend, you'll see it's crazy.
This thing's nearly 130,000 square feet. It's massive and it's all redone. It's really nice. I can remember when the old carpet was in there and it did smell like smoke. The carpet was kind of dingy, looked dirty. They've redone all that. I was there when they were actually laying the carpet several nights, so I've seen them put the new carpet in, and it's actually very nice. They have all your favorite games. Okay, you're gonna have tons of slot machines, 1,380 to be exact.
All right, so I finally found a bank of old slot machines here. They have the old pinball machine here, one of the old school kinds. This looks like something that was probably here before the remodel, and they left it. Probably for guys like me who like the old ones. So we're gonna try this out. Let's see how it goes. All right, well, there you go. We ended up putting 20 in the old school pinball machines, which I like. We did hit the pinball, and we just won. How much did we win, babe? $125 in the pinball machine. So let's go. All right, so there are still a few old machines around. You got to kind of look for them. I did find a few old ones. We did win on the pinball machine. We won, I think it was a 120, or we won 20, so we won about 100. We did hit the pinball, so that was cool. Old school machine. And then along the wall over here, I did find some other old school Wheel of Fortune machines and whatnot. I do like those old school machines, so you just got to look for them here. They're still around. And right behind me here is the high limit room. Had a few crazy nights in there with some big customers. Never won anything in there, unfortunately, but I do believe they have a single zero roulette in that room as well. It is high limit, obviously, probably at least $100 a hand. So this is the food court. It's called the Celebrity Food Court now. They've upgraded it, and they have upgraded all the restaurants, okay? Every one of these restaurants is now attached to some sort of celebrity chef, and comes with the price tag as well. The restaurants are going to be a little bit more than you find at like a typical fast food place. I remember back in the day, the pricing in here wasn't too bad, but now I've been over to Bobby's Burgers over here and paid almost $30 for a freaking smash burger, which is a lot, but it is what it is. And over here to my left, we have a stadium bar. Okay, this is good for watching sports. Cool little casino bar, if you will. And I noticed a football helmet, so it kind of gives you the feel of a football helmet inside, bar. So it's pretty cool. I like it.
And as you can see here, there's amazing restaurants. This is not really your standard food court you'd find it like an Excalibur. These are all like celebrity chef fast food type places, okay? So you got Bobby's Burger. That's obviously Bobby Flay. I bought a burger there before, and it's like $30 for a freaking smash burger. Rip-off city. Everything in here is kind of a rip-off, I'm not going to lie. You got Buddy V's Pizzeria. That used to be called something else. Buddy V from the Cake Boss. That's Buddy Cake Boss Vass. I think his last name was Valestral. Anyway, that's obviously going to be your New York-style slices with your Italian sandwiches and whatnot. He's, famous baker, so good quality food, but you're gonna pay for it. You got the Chicken Guy. That's a Guy Fieri restaurant. Everybody knows who he is, Mr. Flavortown himself. So chicken recipes and whatnot. Mock Bar. That's gonna be Esther Choi, and that's gonna be Korean cuisine. Very good food. If you want to have a nice Korean meal and not have to wait maybe at like Beijing 9 where I ate. That was a Chinese restaurant, but kind of similar Asian food. But I did have to wait like a half hour just to get in there, so you really don't have to wait at the food court. There's going to be Tortazo by Rick Bayless. That's going to be your fast, casual counter highlights of finding Mexican flavors. Anything Mexican, this guy's going to be able to put out a pretty good product. He's a pretty famous dude. And then there's the Halil guys. That's going to be legendary New York street food. Your gyros, your chicken, and different platters, everything you'd kind of expect to see at a New York street food type of place. And of course, they got the Starbucks here in the food court. That's one of two Starbucks you'll see. There's another one over on the way to the Octavius Towers. You'll pass by another Starbucks. There might be a third one. I don't know, but I know there's at least two in this massive property.
All right, so after checking out that food court, which is a very nice food court, I felt like we should have a little bit nicer dinner, but maybe not quite as nice as a Peter Luger steakhouse. But we got the Beijing Noodle number 9 here, some Asian food, and we're pretty excited to check this place out. Menu looked good. It looked busy. We had to wait a little bit, a half hour to get in. Cold fish when you walk in, so pretty excited to have some lunch, late lunch, early dinner here at Beijing Noodle number 9. I myself ordered the General Tao chicken. She had the sweet and sour pork, but we did order an appetizer because we were really hungry. So we did the shrimp, egg, and scallion dumplings, and they were fantastic. And overall, very good meal, very reasonably priced. Well, this is an Asian restaurant here in the Caesars, but there used to be a place called Mr. Chow, and I didn't know this, but in May of 2025, that place actually closed. So we were actually looking for that place, but then we ended up finding this place, and we were very happy with our choice. Probably quite a bit less expensive than Mr. Chow, and that was fine. We were out the door for $100, my Caesars Rewards Diamond, plus points to cover it, so that was kind of cool. I didn't have to pay for it. I just gave a waitress a $40 cash tip, and we were out the door. Just behind this wall, you're going to find the Bacalana Buffet. It's one of the more famous buffets in all of Las Vegas. I will be doing a vlog separately on this. I'm not going to have time to hit it on this stay here at Caesars, but I will do a full breakdown of a bunch of the different buffets in Las Vegas. Stay tuned to the channel. Probably later in 2026, I'll do some buffet series, if you will, of all the different buffets in Las Vegas. That's planning on coming down the road. Have to get onto my diet first before I can go and do these buffets. So the Dominique Ainzel robotic arm slot thing is definitely killing it. Of course, we had to get one, and then I've seen at least 3 or 4 other people get one since, because that robotic arm making your shot just attracts people, and it's definitely a big hit out here in Las Vegas. Pretty funny. Over here is a place called No. That's where you get those sugary drinks, the daiquiris, if you will, frozen drinks and whatnot, and walk around like a tourist with those big long cups. Right here, that's Teresa. That is also part of the Cafe Americano that I did tell you about earlier. That's actually not connected to the Caesars Rewards. We're just a rent-paying customer here. But the place, like I said, heard it does very, very well from what I understand. Standing here at the entrance to the Garden of the Gods. This is the pool area. This is by the Palace Tower over here. And it is closed this time of year. It is December. And for those of you who don't know, it is actually kind of cool in November, December, January, February here. And the pool season is actually around the 1st of March until around the middle of October. And then that's it. It does kind of cool off around here, especially at night. It gets dark here in, November, December at like 4:30 in the afternoon. So it is what it is. But this is the pool entrance, and I'll tell you here about the pools.
The Garden of the Gods is the actual pool, and the Oasis features like 7 unique pools. Each has kind of its own distinct ambience, so it's kind of got something for everybody. The Neptune pool, that's going to be like the centerpiece, the social hub. That's going to be for your lounging and swimming, surrounded by grand columns. It's kind of the iconic one you'll see in all the pictures. It's not a year-round pool anymore. It used to be, but it's not open year-round anymore. There's the Fontana pool. That's known for the swim-up blackjack tables. If you're a gambler and you want to go out there and have a little fun, lose a little money while you're swimming, you can do that. There's the Venus pool and lounge. That's the 21 and older. It used to be the European style, topless, but I'm not 100% sure if it's topless anymore. I know they do some kind of night swim, like a few days during the week in the summers. At least they were doing it for a while. I'm not sure how popular it is anymore, but things have changed a little bit out here with the economy. But then, they might still do it this year. We'll have to see if it comes back. There was the Apollo pool. That's positioned for the maximum sun exposure if you want to lay out. The Jupiter pool offers a quieter, more relaxing respite. It's kind of subdued, with ambient music, more chill. And then there's a Temple pool. That's a large round pool with a center rotunda. And this kind of more of a family area, if you will. And then there's the Bacchus pool. That's an elevated area, often reserved for the high-end customers, your 7 stars or your Nobu VIP guests. Features, butlers, expensive amenities. You're going to pay over there. That's probably for the luxury clientele, if you will.
We are on the way up to the newly renovated 24-hour fitness center. There is just one fitness center here for all 4,000 rooms. So let's see how big this is. It is near the spa, and we're going to check this place out. Up near the Guy Savoy restaurant as well. That's the fitness center. That's the entrance to the fitness center. One little sign. All right, so we made it to the fitness center up here on the 2nd level. And there is just one fitness center, open 24 hours. Obviously, you need a key to get in here. There's 4,000 rooms here. So I can imagine this place might get kind of crowded in the early morning when people want to do their cardio, or later in the afternoon around the prime time of gym. But we're here on a Sunday night. There's only a couple people in here. It's not bad. But I have to say, this place is pretty impressive. I'm kind of a gym buff, if you will. And to see a leg press machine in a hotel gym, that's pretty impressive. Cool thing at this gym is they have this water machine. I've never actually seen one of these before. Anyway, you pick your flavor, and it's just water, but it comes out kind of like a sparkling sort of water, and it's flavored, and it's really good. We're right here in front of the Ageless Spa. This is not open on a Sunday night, but it looks really nice. I'm assuming being a high-end resort, the spa here is very adequate or very nice compared to some of the other ones. But if you're coming out here to check out the spa, it's here. They do have a full salon over here called the Hair Dream Salon right across from the spa. So if you want to get your hair done, possibly your makeup as well, I'm assuming it's probably going to be heavily get done here. And then of course the spa, the Ageless Spa, which is right over here, which is a very nice spa in the Caesars Palace. And I'm assuming that's high-end hotel, high-end spa. We'll take a look I'm not a huge spa guy, but if I were to get one, I'd probably want to do it in a luxury resort like this. All right, so another pro tip here before I go into the pros and cons. If you see a girl that comes up to you while you're sitting at the tables or where you're playing the slot machines like I was just doing, and she seems really friendly, more than likely that's probably not a girl that you want to leave with, because that's going to cost you some money to go upstairs. So there's a lot of those girls around here in Las Vegas. I call them carpet walkers. You can call them whatever you want. But just be warned, if it's too good to be true out here, it probably is. All right, so I'm gonna get into the pros and cons here. But before I do, if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel for more. I did spend a lot of time on this video, and I do appreciate any love you can give me on the comments as well if you've been to the Caesars Palace. Let's talk about the pros of this place. This place is obviously centrally located. That's got to be the biggest pro. It's the best location in arguably all of Vegas. It's super iconic. Also another pro, you know, anytime you stay at the Caesars Palace, everybody knows what you're talking about. It's been in the Hangover movie. That's no secret. I've done short form videos on the Hangover suite, and I'm sure I'll be doing more in some of the other suites over time here. But this place is fantastic for the, you know, the camaraderie of Las Vegas. I've had customers tell me that they only stay at Caesars Palace. That's what they stay. That's what they like. So they come here every year and they stay here, okay? This place is also, it's pretty large, so it's kind of a pro and a con, if you will. It's a pro because there's tons of stuff to do, okay? And there's like a lot of stuff to walk around. You can get lost in this place. It's that big. It's also a con if you have like maybe mobility issues, okay? So if it's hard to get around for you, this place is really large, and it's, you know, might be difficult to navigate a little bit, okay? It is kind of hard. You can get lost in here for sure. One of the other big pros, in my opinion, is the world-class dining, okay? Pretty much everything, including the food court now, has like a celebrity chef, okay? So you're gonna pay for that, and that's gonna be part of the cons, is that it's gonna be expensive here, but a pro that it's gonna be world-class dining. So if you want the world-class dining and the high-quality food and the, you know, camaraderie of knowing that you had a celebrity chef's dish, well, you get that here, just about every place, okay? But it's gonna cost you a lot more than like your standard Taco Bell or McDonald's, okay? You won't find all those places in here, unfortunately. So if you're looking for that, you're gonna have to go elsewhere. There's food courts you can walk to, etc. All right. Another big pro is basically the amenities, okay? The Garden of Gods pool here is really nice, okay? It's arguably one of the better pools in all of Vegas as far as like hotel pools go, and it's fantastic. Plus the fitness center, it's as good as most gyms. I mean, it's not quite as big as my gym, for example, but the equipment's almost as good as what I have at the gym. So if you want to get a good workout in here, the amenities at the pool, workout, awesome, okay? Those are definitely some pros. Now let's talk about a little bit more about the negatives, okay? I have heard from, you know, some people that, you know, the rooms can be a little inconsistent. Okay, sometimes you can find a beat up one, or, you know, an older one that hasn't really been remodeled. Some of the towers haven't been remodeled in a while. So, you know, I think if you are here on a weekend when there's not a capacity and you maybe complain, they might move you. Okay, they got this big hotel, 4,000 some rooms. They'll probably have another room they can move you to. So if you don't like the room, just ask. Probably get moved. That's my guess. You know, I'm not hating on the place. My room was pretty good. I didn't have any complaints in my room. That little bed skirt issue, that was minor. Other than that, it was a pretty nice room. It wasn't freshly remodeled, but it wasn't old either. Another con is, you know, I've heard from some people like the service, like as far as like, you know, some of the workers, or, you know, they've cut back a little bit on the staff. I did mention as I walked through the casino, we used to have a check-in desk in the back. That's not there. The Uber and Lyft issue is a mess out there. That's definitely a con. I hate trying to come in and out of this place. It's always a nightmare. If you're trying to leave this place, you might want to set up some limo transportation with us, because we have a limo waiting out front for you. It's gonna be a heck of a lot better than dealing with that mess in the back, especially if this Coliseum that I'm standing right in front of, it lets out. What a disaster. So that's a big negative. It is a little bit loud in here. Like right now, I'm just standing here in front of the Coliseum. There's nothing really around me, but the music's pretty loud. If you go into the casino area, the atmosphere is just, it's electric. There's a lot of people in there, and just that many people in there gambling and talking and joking and having fun. You know, it's loud, okay? So if you have maybe hearing issues, or you have a hard time hearing when there's a lot of background noise, this might not be for you, okay? But if you like electric, then this is for you. So, you know, it's kind of a con in some people's eyes, but it's also, you know, maybe a pro in other people's eyes. So, you know, everywhere's got positives and negatives, and I would definitely say the Caesars Palace is one of the top places to stay in Las Vegas. If you're coming out to Vegas, make sure you hit me up. I do work with this place, and I do work with Omnia, I do work with Caspins, and we do sell show tickets for Absinthe and everything. So make sure you hit me up. I'm Party Plan Brian, 773-459-8133. You can follow me for everything in Las Vegas, and download the Party Plan app to get all the good deals that we have in Las Vegas. Use the tool to plan out your trip. You can chat on there. You can have group messages, and you can put all your costs and whole itinerary in there. It's a really useful tool. It's completely free, and I'm looking forward to working with you out here in Las Vegas. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.